people today. They could spend half their lives over 50. That's a lot of living. So it helps to have a wise friend and fierce defender in your corner. A friend like AARP. So your health lives longer.
This is just slow-mo karate?
Just slow-mo karate.
Your money lives longer.
I just bought that.
I just sold that.
And your happiness lives longer. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join today.
Welcome to AARP Illinois' virtual event. It's so wonderful to have you with us. AARP is on a mission to connect with individuals across various communities, especially those aged 50 and above. We're here to listen, understand, and address the unique needs of you and your community as we age. Our goal is to enrich your experience by expanding our local activities, providing opportunities for you to discover and engage with all that life has to offer right here in your own community and virtually. As we journey through today's event, we invite you to consider joining our dedicated team of AARP volunteers. It's a chance to make a meaningful impact and help us better serve those 50 plus across the nation. Connect with us and be a part of this vibrant movement toward positive change. Welcome, and let's make this event both fun and transformative.
Hello, everyone. My name is Olivia Matongo, and I'm the Vice President of Programs for the Alzheimer's Association Illinois chapter. We have come to the end of the Empowered Caregivers series. Thank you so much for your time. I really hope that the content has been helpful to you as you're navigating care of your loved one. The final program today is exploring care and support services, which examines how to best prepare for future care decisions and changes, including respite care, residential care, and end-of-life care. I'm now handing it over to Annie Stahlfeld, who will walk us through the content of this program. Thank you.
Hello, and welcome to Exploring Care and Support Services. Today's session is part of the Empowered Caregiver series presented by the Alzheimer's Association. As Olivia mentioned, I'm Annie Stahlfeld. I'm a community educator with the Alzheimer's Association of Illinois, and I work a lot with the Chicago office. I volunteer in honor of my grandmother who had Alzheimer's disease and was really foundational to who I am as a person. So today's program is for people who want to learn information and skills to care for someone living with Alzheimer's or another dementia. And today we'll watch some videos of dementia experts. We'll also be monitoring the comments on this recording, so please leave any questions you may have there. Let's take a look at our learning objectives for today. After this program, you'll be able to explain why it is important to plan for care changes, describe kinds of respite care. This includes informal, home, and daycare. Compare different kinds of long-term and residential care. Describe end-of-life care options. Know what's important when moving a person from one care setting to another, and name Alzheimer's Association resources that can help you find the right type of care. To start, let's talk about preparing for the future. Prepare yourself by learning as much as you can about Alzheimer's and dementia. It's also important to learn about caregiving. This knowledge will help you best prepare for the caregiving role. Let's see how much you already know about Alzheimer's. On average, what percentage of people living with Alzheimer's or dementia are receiving care at home? 25%, 42%, or 80%? The answer is 80%. Most care at home is provided by family, friends, or other unpaid caregivers. Let's learn a bit more about Alzheimer's to help you prepare for the road ahead. Alzheimer's is a progressive brain disease. It progresses in 3 stages. In the earliest stage, brain changes occur, but there are no symptoms. Eventually, the individual will experience problems with memory and thinking as the disease progresses. Health professionals sometimes describe these 3 stages as mild, moderate, and severe, sometimes called early, middle, and late. Alzheimer's affects people in different ways. Because each person living with the disease has a unique experience, we can't always neatly place an individual into one specific stage. In fact, some people may exhibit symptoms that overlap stages. Care needs change and increase as the disease gets worse. Eventually, the person will need 24-hour care. They will need help with all of their activities of daily living. This includes eating and drinking, taking a bath or shower, getting dressed, and using the toilet. It also includes walking and moving from one position to another. Know when and where to get help. It can be challenging to care for someone living with dementia, but you don't have to do it alone. There are resources and support for every stage of the disease. This can help you feel more confident as a caregiver. We will learn about different care options today. Make sure you check your insurance before you pay anyone for help. This includes Medicare, medical insurance, or long-term care insurance. These types of insurance can sometimes help you pay for care. The first care option we'll explore is respite care. Caregiving can be rewarding, but everyone needs a break sometimes. Respite care gives caregivers a short break from caregiving while someone else cares for the person living with Alzheimer's in a safe environment. Getting some rest and taking care of yourself can help you give the best care possible. Let's look at the different kinds of respite care. Caregivers might want to find informal caregiving support. This means getting help from people you know. This could include family, friends, and other trusted members of the community. Accept offers of help from family and friends. Tell people exactly what you want help with. People can help with making appointments, paying bills, or helping manage the person's finances, or visiting the person living with dementia. Friends and family can help keep them company while you take a break. There are also respite services that you can pay for. Not all in-home respite care services are the same. Let's explore two kinds of respite care. Home care professionals usually help with daily living. It does not include medical care. Here are some examples of home care help. Companion services. They help with supervision, activities the person may enjoy, or visiting. Personal care services help with baths or showers, getting dressed, using the toilet, eating, exercising, or other personal care needs. And household services, which helps with cleaning the house, shopping, or making meals. Adult daycare centers are another respite care option. This is a supervised place where a person living with dementia can go during the day. Here, they can be social and do different activities. Examples include music and exercise programs. Trained people run these activities. Adult day centers may be a good choice for caregivers who work during the day. While the person living with dementia is at the adult day center, you will have time to rest, run errands, or finish other jobs. Some centers are open 7 to 10 hours per day. Some even have weekend and evening hours. Adult day centers often have transportation and meals for the person living with dementia. Unlike home care, which focuses on personal care and help around the house, home health care responds to medical needs. A doctor orders medical care that is given in the home by a licensed health professional like a nurse or a physical therapist. A home health care agency usually coordinates this care. Here are some examples of home health care: wound care, injections or shots, physical, occupational, or speech therapy. Next, we'll look at long-term and residential care. Someday, the person living with Alzheimer's or another dementia may require more care than you can give at home. They will need 24-hour supervision and more intensive care. There are professionally staffed residential care communities that give this level of help. These care communities include independent living, assisted living, and skilled nursing homes. Let's take a closer look at each type of care community. We'll start with independent living. These communities may be good for people who can still mostly take care of themselves. These centers usually have limited supervision. Many offer social activities, transportation, and other services. Assisted living is also called board and care, adult living, or supported care. It's a kind of care for people who can no longer live at home but do not yet need nursing home care. It usually includes a mixture of housing, meals, supportive services, and healthcare. It's important to know that the federal government does not regulate assisted living homes. The words assisted living can have different meanings in each state. Not all assisted living providers have programs for people living with dementia. It's important to ask. And skilled nursing homes are also called skilled nursing facilities or custodial care. They give care 24 hours a day. They also give long-term medical help. Most nursing homes have services and staff for these needs: nutrition and food, care planning, recreation activities, spirituality and religion, medical care, and activities of daily living, such as taking a bath or shower, using the toilet, getting dressed, and eating. We'll now look at end-of-life care. End-of-life care is healthcare for a person who is near the end of their life. There may be care needs in the final stages of Alzheimer's disease. You may not be able to handle these needs without special help. End-of-life care services are available. They provide healthcare for the person living with the disease. They can also help you as a caregiver. We'll look at these different care services. Palliative care is specialized medical help. It focuses on relieving the symptoms and stress of the illness. This type of care can help a person cope with side effects from medical treatments. It also provides comfort and support to people living with a serious illness. The goal of palliative care is to relieve pain, control symptoms, prevent side effects and complications, and maintain the best quality of life possible for the person living with the disease. Palliative care also focuses on the quality of life for the caregiver and family who are facing challenges associated with life-threatening illness. A team of specially trained doctors, nurses, and specialists work with the person's regular medical team to provide an extra layer of help. The care focuses on the needs of the person. It does not focus on what the disease or illness might do. Palliative care is good for people at any age. They can be in any stage of a serious illness. However, it is usually used near the end of life. And people can receive palliative care with other treatments. The availability of palliative care does not depend on whether a person's condition can be cured. Medicare, Medicaid, and other private insurance plans cover the cost of palliative care. The Veterans Administration offers coverage for palliative care visits and services, but coverage may vary by plan. It's a good idea to ask the person's insurance provider if palliative care is covered. Hospice care is a special type of care that focuses on quality of life for people who are experiencing an advanced terminal illness. Terminal means the person will not get better. Hospice care treats the person and symptoms of the disease rather than treating the disease itself. This type of care also gives support to the family of the person living with Alzheimer's or dementia. The main goal of hospice care is to provide compassionate care for people in the last stage of a terminal illness. It helps the person manage their pain and other symptoms so they may live as fully and comfortably as possible. Hospice care includes a specially trained team of doctors, nurses, home health aides, social workers, counselors, clergy, and volunteers. These professionals may ask family members to help them provide care. Most hospice care happens in a person's home, but people may receive it in a nursing home. In the US, some hospitals have hospice units. Hospice teams may offer services such as medical care. This includes medications and medical equipment to help with symptoms and pain. Counseling. The person and family can talk about the emotional and spiritual impact of death. Grief support helps those who care about the person with their sadness. People may feel grief even while the person is still alive, and hospice can help with this too. 24/7 support. A member of the hospice team will be reachable 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And respite care. This allows caregivers to take breaks. Hospice care is often provided during the last 6 months of a person's life. Medicare, Medicaid, and private insurance agencies usually cover hospice care during that time. A doctor's order for hospice care is required to receive coverage. The Veterans Administration offers coverage for hospice care, but coverage may vary by plan. It's a good idea to ask the person's insurance provider if hospice care is covered. We will now cover tips for having end-of-life conversations. Start early. It's important to talk about end-of-life wishes and choices early. This way, the person living with dementia can be part of the conversations. These conversations can also help you feel more confident as a caregiver as you make decisions for the person in the future. Prepare legal and financial documents. These are called advance directives. These documents include a living will and healthcare power of attorney. They let the person living with dementia choose what kind of treatment and care they want at the end of their life. The documents may also include wishes for comfort care and funeral planning. These documents can help families so they won't have to guess what the person would want. Think about the person's quality of life when you make all medical decisions for them. This includes the goals for care and medical treatments. Consider each treatment's benefits, risks, and side effects. Let's hear from an Alzheimer's Association expert about the importance of having end-of-life conversations early.
Having discussions about end-of-life care can be emotional and difficult for everyone involved. Yet there are benefits to having these open and honest conversations, especially in the early stage of the disease. One of the most important benefits is that the person living with dementia has the ability to make decisions about how they want to be cared for at end of life. It can also provide families with peace of mind, knowing that they are carrying out that individual's wishes. It's important to remember that these conversations may need to occur over time. It may require a conversation over multiple days or multiple weeks or multiple months, and that's okay. I think what's most important to remember is that these conversations occur as early as possible and with the person with dementia whenever possible.
When considering the goals for care and medical treatment, remember that situations can be different for everyone. You might choose a person's comfort and better quality of life instead of a longer life. Some of these medical decisions include do not resuscitate DNR. A DNR is a legal order that a doctor writes. It stops people from using cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR, or other life-saving procedures to help a person when their heart or breathing stops. People with a DNR can still get chemotherapy, antibiotics, dialysis, or any other appropriate treatments. However, a DNR will stop doctors from using CPR or other life-saving procedures in certain situations. Life-sustaining treatments. Medical care for late-stage Alzheimer's disease may include a certain treatment to keep the person alive. You may need to decide whether to use, stop, limit, or refuse these treatments for the person. These could include respirators to help with breathing, feeding tubes, IV hydration, antibiotics, CPR, or surgery. Now let's listen to an Alzheimer's Association expert stress the importance of caregiving for yourself and relying on others for support as a caregiver.
Unfortunately, this disease requires caregivers to make a lot of difficult decisions. It's important to really go easy on yourself. Take the time to think through your options, make those decisions, and don't forget to rely on others for support.
We will now learn about moving care settings. People living with Alzheimer's will need different types of care as time passes. Sometimes this means moving the person from one care setting to another. It's important to be aware of common changes across and within care settings. A move to a different care setting may be temporary or permanent. Moving can be difficult for anyone, but it can be especially challenging for people living with dementia. Here are two examples of common moving situations for people living with Alzheimer's and other dementias. They might move from one care setting to another. This could be moving from their own home to a hospital or nursing home, or from a nursing home to an emergency department. They also might move within a care setting. For example, they may move from independent living to assisted living when more assistance is needed. Here are some ways to help prepare for a move to a different care setting. This can make everyone feel more comfortable. Plan ahead. Make sure you know how the person's care will change when they move. Communicate with the person living with dementia. Talk with the person before, during, and after changes in care settings if you can. This prepares them for the move and can help make it easier. And communicate with the new provider. Share all information as soon as you can. This includes care preferences, care plans, medical records, and advanced care planning forms. Make sure you have open communication. Include everyone involved in the person's care in your written and verbal communications. This includes providers in your current setting and new setting, providers within an organization, and the person's doctor or other healthcare professionals. Review the person's care preferences and goals. A move is a good time to review treatment preferences, advance directives, and the person's general living situation. Include the person in these conversations as much as you can. And advocate for the person living with dementia. Find out the job and responsibilities of each care member. Build relationships with them. Don't be afraid to ask questions and share your concerns whenever you have them. Whether you're looking for more information on care and support services, or you have other questions about topics we haven't covered today, know that the Alzheimer's Association is here for you. We provide a wide variety of information and support for families facing the disease. Our free 24/7 helpline, available in over 200 languages, can connect you with highly trained and knowledgeable staff. They can help with education and decision-making support. They can help during a crisis. They can also help you find resources. Master's level clinicians are available all day and night. They can give detailed care consultations, a free of charge care navigation service, and families can use it at any stage of the disease. We offer many local resources as well. Find your Alzheimer's Association chapter at alz.org/find us. We offer local support groups for caregivers, people living with Alzheimer's, and others facing the disease. Some groups are led by professionals, and others are led by specially trained caregivers just like you. The Alzheimer's Association and AARP Community Resource Finder is a database of dementia and aging-related resources. It's an online tool that can help you find programs and services in your area. Our website, alz.org, has free information and resources for people facing Alzheimer's and other dementias. alz.org/care has information for caregivers. alz.org/safety and alz.org/driving offer information on staying safe at home and how to know when it is time for the person to stop driving. ALZ Connected is a free online community for people living with dementia and their caregivers. And ALZ Navigator is another interactive online tool. You answer questions about your situation, and then it creates an action plan with customized information, support, and local resources. We offer a number of education programs like the one you've attended today. These programs can help you learn more about the disease and various caregiving topics. We have free in-person, online, and virtual programs. That's the end of today's session. Thank you so much for attending. And again, you can leave any questions in the comments. Thank you.